Hey, this is Ricky with Real Talk Chimp, streaming live through YouTube, the Rolife Book Nook and Wonderland series Silent Corner Study 3D Wooden Puzzle, item number TGE02, streaming live through YouTube at Real Talk Chimp, that's RealTalkChimp. This is part 2. Please consider liking the video if you like this type of content. Share at Real Talk Chimp with your friends and family. Please comment and keep me entertained. And of course, subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Okay, let me make sure we've got audio. I hear audio, so that's good. Okay. Last we left you, we were on page 19, part 12, making the windows of this kit here. Unfortunately, some pieces had broken, so I tried to glue them back together the best I could. This is a very delicate wooden puzzle, and things have a tendency of breaking when you have giant gorilla chimpanzee hands. It is rated ages 14 and up. All the information is in the description of this live stream. If you're watching it back as an archive video, all information is in the description, including links on where to purchase this and all the equipment that I have. So all the information that's in here is in the description, as well as in part 1. If you haven't watched that yet, I did an unboxing as well as a tutorial. And we're going to continue building this kit. Logan-M9T4S. How you doing there, pal? Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. Let's see, what is today? Today is Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. So that is what we are hoping to accomplish there. And we are doing pretty good so far. I'm glad you're doing good. So last we left you, we had built this piece here, which to me seems like a wrought, W-R-O-G-H-T, a wrought iron window. Seems like this could be like a castle window, or maybe a minaret in a house, something, but it is a silent corner study. The last time we did this thing here, we learned that that green mark means something important, who knows, somewhere. So now we are on, let's see, we've completed that stage right there. We put the window inside, and we're at this stage right here. Okay, so this green square means that you do the blank side. So if we were to grab D1, D1 is over here. Okay, so this is D1. This would be the blank side, and somehow this would be the mark side. The better way to be able to see something like that is, say, like this one here. See, like these A numbers here would be the side that has printed stuff on it, whereas this side does not have printed stuff, would be considered the blank side. Even more, if I was to show you, say, this right here, this would be the printed side, the colored side right here, the printed side. This would be the blank side. So that is that warning, that green square that we saw there. All right, so we'll take this part here, and it looks like after I remove this part, there are no other parts that can be used on this plate, so we can return it to the box. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't use those. You know, you can, I've had to break off pieces of, like, let's say one of these things here, just to build support on something. So all that can be used for other kits or whatever. I save all the boxes and all the materials that came in the boxes. Yeah, so, okay, so they want the blank side. But of course, if you look on here, you can see what direction this little hook is. So if you were to put this on this piece up here, it wouldn't work properly because of where that peg is in relation to that peg. All right, so they want it in a specific spot. So we'll head up to said specific spot, which appears to be this one right here. Okay. So let's stick this guy in here. Be careful not to break anything. Okay, so now this guy, where does he go? He's left open at the moment. It doesn't tell us where he goes. He just kind of hangs off to the side here. He's not 100% lined up with this slot that's here. So maybe because it's a bendable piece, notice that has the perforations in it so you can bend it. It may go to an elsewhere spot. So we'll just leave that there. Let's rotate this. Now we need C6. C6 to go up here. So C6 is this right here. Okay, C6, that would be the blank side, that would be the printed side. C6 tells us to go right here on those two little lines right there. They're actual little spots right there. Okay, that just slid in there, no problem. Okay, so now we have to build something to place here. It looks like some kind of box. So now we're going to require F41 and F14 and F15. Is it Santis? Santis, how do you pronounce your name there? Santisil 14? Hello. All right. So we're looking for F41 and F14. That is E. This is F. So I have basically parts spread out all over the place here. I have the tablet so I can see what's going on. I also can communicate with y'all. Have everything kind of spread out. I'm in the kitchen. I'm not like in a studio or at a desk or anything. I'm in the kitchen using the island. Your mom would be pissed if she knew that you were using glue and paint and stuff on the kitchen island where she uses to place food. But Mom don't live here, so we've taken it over. All right, we're looking for F41. I have found F41. We are looking for F14. F14 Tomcat, where are you? We have found F14. Now here's an interesting thing about F14. It's got some pretty interesting and elaborate drawings on it. That's pretty sassy. There's F14. Needs to be placed this way, so I'll show it to you here. It's got a certain way that it needs to be placed. Okay, so that would go there, that would go there. So basically, we're looking at something like, sorry for the out of focus. Okay. Whatever this could possibly be. I see it in here. We're basically building these boxes up here that sit on top of this top ledge. Okay. So we need, let's see, F15 Strike Eagle. Here's F15. So we had an F14 Tomcat, now we have an F15 Strike Eagle. We did the F16 in the previous. Yes, I'm bored, as you can tell, so I start making things up with the numbers. Yesterday we were playing bingo with the numbers. Today they're fighter aircraft. Okay, so we're going to face this piece down. and make sure that this is facing forward as this is the blank side. Okay. Squishy fighting me sound. Okay, we are together here. Try to keep it so it's focused so you can see the design on it. Kind of a cool little design. I can't figure out whether they're little scorpions or little birds. You know what? Here, let's see if this helps. See what these things are. Those little grenade pins. I don't know what they are really. So just some kind of interesting design. Okay, so we have completed this little critter, and they want it to go behind the little fake bookshelf that we made. So it's going to go back here behind. So I think what I'm going to do is take this thing out that we just placed in there, and I put this thing up there. So let me raise the thing up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So we're going to take this critter here, with the pegs here and here, put them into these two slots, I think. Yes. Okay. And if they don't fit, you can use the file. They don't seem to be cooperating. Okay, so I'm going to file down just a little bit of material off of them. Which this says in the instructions. Some parts may not fit, therefore use the file that's included to file the pieces down a little bit. Okay? So now let's see if we can make a fit in here. Oh yeah, much better. Let's see here. This one not so much. There we go. Now this kit says it requires no glue. However, we had to glue parts together. So, okay, so we had taken I took the books off here. So I'm going to put this back on here if I can. It's not going to let me. Okay, so we got to start over again. You have to wrap this box around this little critter here. All right, so let's just do this in pieces. Seems to be the only way I can really do it. So now let's take this, put this guy here, and then try to put this guy back down into its slot. Really does not want to go. There we go. Okay, so we had to actually build around that little fake bookshelf. Okay. All right. Let's see, and now we're going to need F30. F30, which is this very elaborate thing right here. Try not to break off the filigree. Let's take a look at this. This is really slick. I'm trying to get it to focus in here. So it's got like this decorative like filigree on top with what would appear to be a lamp, a hanging lamp. So we're blank on this side. We do have some of the yellow overlap. We have some squares on here. Pretty elaborate little critter. All right, so they want us to put it on these three slots with these three pegs. So that is what we're gonna do. That was an easy fit, that was good. All right, so what we just did on this page is we did this here. Let's see if I can focus that. We went over to this and built this little critter, which the arrow shows us where it's to go, and we placed it down around that little fake paper book thing. And then the last thing we did was we connected that elaborate woodworking thing, F30. So now we are moving down here. So we are at, okay, so now it's telling me to rotate the whole little structure. It's telling me to bend this out of the way. Where do I bend it to? F24. Okay, it wants me to bend it out of the way to put F24, and then it can release it. That is E. That does not help. F24. Here is F24. It has a little hook on it. Okay, so this, it wants me to place it. This is the decorative side. It wants me to place this peg into this slot right here. So we are not going to do it. So we are going to go and find our file. Do a little filing here. If you overfile, then that's when you're going to need the glue. And it's definitely has happened to me in the past. There we go. Now that fits in there. So now we have the ability to lock it in place right there like so. Put the hook on the hook. Okay, and now it is telling me to put the battery box. It's got an Achtung right there. So the Achtung, if we revert back to our legend, is special attention in assembly. There's our Achtung right here. Okay. So now you want us to put the battery box, which is this guy, which we made in part 1, and you want us to put it, so let's lift this up, move this aside. All right, so, I see what you want me to do. You want me to run the wires through that little gap. So the little gap right there wants me to run the wires through that gap. What about the light bulb? Where does the light bulb go? Light bulb. Okay, so it doesn't tell me to put the light bulb anywhere. So we're going to leave the light bulb dangling. And then we can reconnect this like so. Try to snap it back into its spot. Okay, so now the battery box is up here. The battery backs. The words of the day are battery backs. Currently, there is no translation of what that could possibly be. But in a world where people actually enunciate and speak clearly, I think we mean battery box. Remember, I am part chimpanzee. I sometimes go wild. Okay, so we have completed that. I will show you what we worked on here. We bent that piece out of the way and we put F24 into that spot. Told us to put the battery box up in and slide the wires into the slot here and then secure the door back. Although it didn't tell us directly to secure the door back, because we'll see it on the next page. All right. Looks like we've got another Achtung. All right, so it didn't actually say right. I guess, okay, and here it shows us how it connects. How to rotate it. Oh, let's get this to focus. It tells us how to rotate it back. So Let's assume that it's not connected and it's still rotated backwards. So I will show you what the diagram says. It says, take little door, rotate little door, bring little door up so that the latch connects onto the other latch. I guess you didn't see that because I wasn't the camera in the right way. Swing low, sweet chariot, put the latch in the other latch. Okay. Thank you for the like, I appreciate it. Okay, so that's what it showed us to do right there. Wire running up through the side there, which it's kind of is. There's nothing to hold on to yet. And now we're going to do that. So now we need A1, 3 A1s to secure this cable down. So 3 A1s. 3 A1s? Oh, A11, I'm sorry. I was born yesterday, just so you know. And I have the hiccups now. All right, here is A11 times 6. I don't know why there's so many of them, but maybe they're extras. Okay, 3 A11s. They look like little armadillos. Okay. And they are telling me to put and secure the wires down. So I'm going to do something unorthodox and turn this on its belly so that I can show this to you. So each of these little holes right here is going to get one of these A1s. So we're going to run the cable in between them if we can with our giant gorilla mittens. And hope they fit. And if they don't, then we are going to have to use our file. Let's try turning it around. Nope. They refuse to go in. All right. If anybody here is a craftsman, a wood carver, somebody who builds houses or things like that knows about miter joints and stuff, dovetails and things like that. The one thing about, if you can see closely in here, they actually make those kind of miter joints inside here so that the pieces lock in. It's kind of neat. So they kind of, they're kind of basically building this thing as if it was an actual, room. There we go. Filing it down certainly helped. Let's do that to all of them. And not pressing super hard, just taking off just a tiny bit of flesh here, just so that it makes a connection. Okay, let's try to pull these guys closer together here. Connect. That critter in there perfectly. Okay, we have one more. Where? It's camouflaged, sitting on the brown piece here. I couldn't see it. Okay, let's try this one here. Okay. Not a lot of pressure. Just a little bit. Take off here. Okay. So again, we're going to pull these cables down. Tighten them up so that they sit right in between. Push these little guys. There we go. Heard this squishy sound. Okay, we're gonna be careful picking that up. Nothing fall off there. Okay, so we still have the dangly light here. The dangly light bulb. And we have the wires all running down nicely. Okay, so now it's telling me to place something. What is that? What is that? When did you tell me to put that in there? Hang on a second. There's a piece connected to the wall. Okay. I don't see a step that showed me to connect this piece to the wall. Okay, we got to go forward and see. Now, we've already come across a page in part 1 where we couldn't find a certain thing. It showed on the page like the window was already done, but we went filing back, couldn't find it, and then we ended up finding the page at the back of the book. Sometimes that happens. Pages get misaligned. Okay, so it's not showing this thing anywhere, but if you notice here, it shows a piece connected right here. A little hook piece. There is no such piece there. But nowhere in the instructions did it say to connect such a piece. So I am looking inside, looking at our things here, our plates, to see if such a piece exists. Why wouldn't we have a step for it? Not there. Not there. Unless they just mean that gap, but it shows a piece sitting on top of that gap. But I don't see any instructions showing that. Very odd. All right, let's go all the way back to the beginning of the instruction manual, which it wouldn't make sense why they would have you put it there, but let's just go through. For those of you that don't use instruction manuals and just wing it, I think you're going to have issues if you try to wing it. But some of you are geniuses, staple geniuses. I will not say otherwise. And maybe you can put things together without instructions. I used to be like that, and then I got old. Now I am forced to use instructions. Elliot-U7K5Y said hi. Well, howdy there, Elliot. I wonder if I can type. Let's see if I can type on this tablet. If there was an apostrophe, where would it be? How do you go back to letters? Letters. Blammo. Okay. So I am still looking for said piece. I am not seeing it. It's entirely possible we missed a step somewhere. Entirely possible. It would have been in this step right here, I would think, putting the window on. Doesn't show it in any of these steps, but it does show it right there. But it doesn't show what piece that is right there. So that's weird how it goes from, I see it, A16, son of a mother, father, sister, and brother. See, that's what happens when you get old, folks. There's A16 right there. I didn't see the little dotted line on there. It got all camouflaged. Camouflaged. So we put our little A16 right here somehow. Okay, we have A16 in there now. Right yonder. Focus. A16 is there. Now we can move forward. Okay. See, you sometimes have to go back before you can go forward. Okay, so where were we? We were here, this stage. We put the 3 dinguses into there to hold that down. And now it's telling us to run the light bulb wire onto that dingus, which is right here. Trying is the key word. We're going to need a tool. Let's go 1 wire at a time. How about that? There you go. That makes life a little easier. Okay, so is the wire supposed to sit and dangle? Are we dangling? Are we dangling? We got to dangle and stick them towards the window. Okay, we'll keep them there. Okay. And now it wants us to pin all the wires down using all these dingleberries. Pin the wires to the wall back there. So we're looking for A11 times 5. This is A11. We got uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, and that should be it, and 2 extras in case something breaks or we lose something. All right, so now you want me to do the same thing we did before. So here, we'll kind of turn this at an angle here, and we'll try, hopefully we don't have to file all of those pieces, but if we do, then we do. All right, we're going to try to hold them to the center. Try the dingus in here. Okay, that's 1. Dingus number 2. Your father will tell you that when there's just a part that has no name, it's a dingus. A thingamajig. Oh. Don't slide out. And then eventually you'll start using the dingus as well. Okay, I'm going to pull this wire back a little bit because I need some slack here. Okay, that's as far as it's going to let me pull this thing. Oh, that defeated the purpose. I put it in and it slides right out there. Okay. Okay. And we have 2 more here. Here and here. So you want me to take a hard left here. Let's hold that if we can. Okay, and then this one. In other kits, I just usually use tape that they give us, but this time we got dinguses. Okay, so then we can put the wires back into A16. Okay, there we go. Okay. What next? We did all those. So now we're going to put a top on top of here. So F37, which is right here. This is the blank. This is the doohicker. All right, so the decoration goes this direction to the right. So we're going to place this critter up here. battery box, the battery box cover, the battery box cover. That is not going to work. I still don't think it's going to work because for some reason that piece is much wider than that piece. That is completely wrong. All right, let's try to figure this out. This makes me think I did something wrong. If the piece is not the same width, why? If we were to reverse it, would it fit? Yes. So I think I did something, well, no, because it was two different pieces. That doesn't make no sense. That does not fit at all. 100%. That is completely incorrect. So could I have, no. That was two totally different steps to place said dingus there, because that dingus had a hook on it. This dingus doesn't have a hook on it. I mean, this dingus has a hook on it. This one does not. That would have thrown everything off. So the only thing left to do, unfortunately, don't try this at home. I am not a professional. Just take our X-Acto blade and chop off some of this here so that it'll fit. So let's use our chimpanzee measuring system. This looks so wrong. There's absolutely no way. It has to be this way. See, if I do it this way and I do it in reverse, it will work. Even though they're showing it completely different on here. They're showing this top part to be on this side. I would have to flip this around. Let's see if we can do this. Even though it's telling us it has to face the other direction. I think what happened here is they silk screened it improperly, and it should have been silk screened the opposite direction. So they wanted us to put the silk screen on this side, but the piece I think was improperly made. So we had to reverse it. Now, instead of cutting it and potentially chopping off one of our phalanges, we have improvised, adapted, and overcome the situation. Don't fall apart, pieces. Okay, so we have defied the instructions. Now you want us to put a doohickey thingamajig. You want us to do a wall. So we'll go through this again, what we did. We connected the battery box and stuff. We ran the dinguses down the wall to connect the wire. We connected the lamp into its special little spot. We came down here and we connected more dinguses to keep the wire onto the box. We put that top on, even though it told us something different, and now we're about to do this. So now we need E1, which we have seen before. I showed you there a moment ago. And we're going to rotate our rotisserie here. We're going to grab our E1. Drop it out of the plate. And it wants us to put the wall up. But now here's where I get a little fuzzy. This is where I get a little fuzzy. Where do you want me to put this light bulb? I'm getting ahead of myself, but I need to know, because if I'm going to put a wall up that's going to cover over said light bulb, haven't found anything yet. Weird. So this light bulb just going to dangle? It's just going to dangle there? Have no place? That seems really, really strange. I guess so. It wants us just to put the light bulb dangling right here. So let's put a little curve into said light bulb. Curve. Uh-oh. Okay, a little curve. I'm going to bend this around. And I guess the light bulb is supposed to just shine through the window? That seems odd. All right, it tells us to put this on. Always the trickiest part. This is always the fitment issue. Okay. We have connected. We are connected. Okay, we have put the wall up according to this. We have connected said wall. And we go on to the next page. Okay. This, we'll be finished with this kit on this part too, so this will probably be shorter video than yesterday's video, which was almost 4 hours. But we are concluding this one today. Then we'll move on to a new painting, most likely. All right, so you want me to get F1. That is E. You want me to get F1. F1 here. This piece right here is F1. It is very decorative. Here's the blank side. Here's the side. You want me to put this over here on this open side here, a specific way. Okay, so we are going to try that. We don't want to have to do too much filing here. Other pieces fall apart as I press. Scary sounds when you're putting a kit together. Okay. We have the sassy curtains right here. You know what I could do with sassy curtains? So I had put a twisty on here when I was building this because I forgot it had a place to put the curtains. They actually gave curtains in here, not just paper. I can keep the twisty on here. So it might be, yeah, I might as well keep the twisty. I can't seem to get the twisty off, but. All right, so we did that. Now we need 2 E20s. 2 E20s. Those two look like E20s to me. Okay, where do you want me to put said E20s? We're going to rotate. Nope, this is the correct way. Okay. We're going to put these E20s in these slots right here. But that does not look correct. Let's look at E20 again. What did I take? Oh, I took E22s. Let's put the E22s aside. The E20s are these little things right here. These little critters right here. Yes, I probably need my eyes examined. The good news is I did that last week and it didn't help. All right, so you're telling me to put those two little things into those things there. Okay, painted side goes to the right. Okay. So the painted side is what's shown. So painted side on the outside, painted side on the outside. Okay. Now what are we doing here? We need an E10. That is an F. We need an E10, which is this thin thing here. E10. Pointing to this. That is an E10. Oh, that flew away. Got it. It just looks like a piece of flashing. Okay, and then we're taking an H5. An H5. H5, which is birdie. Let's read what this one says. Birdie, oh darling? Can you read that? Birdie, oh darling? Somebody see if they can play that on the piano. And what do you want me to do with it? You want me to roll it up or you want me to... You want to put that in there? You want me to roll it up or roll it up part way? Let's take a look here. This is a pretty good sized sticker. It's supposed to be a piece of music sheet, I take it. Piece of music sheet. Seems awfully small. Let's try to get it in the center. Now we got to roll it up a little bit. You want me to roll it up all the way? Apparently it wants me to roll it up all the way. Seems like a waste. Little roll of music. Okay. That is there. We just made a spliff. And E11 and H6. So we need to make another one. E11 is right here. Doesn't want to come out. There we go. There's E11 and H6, which is a giant tree. Like a big cypress tree, I guess, or a big pine tree, or multiple pine trees, or a Christmas tree. I don't know. Okay. Okay. And H6, we're going to do the same thing to H6. Let's see if we can figure this out. Surgery on aisle 5. That didn't work. Okay, now roll. We don't smoke on this channel, so it looks like I was rolling up a joint or a cigarette, but no, it was rolling up a tree. Whatever. Okay. Okay, what else do you want me to do? You want me to stick it to what? You want me to stick it to F33. F33, which is right here. Okay, so let's see what we're doing here. I see. We're making that little box with the two things on it there sticking out. Okay. So we are taking this critter here and putting him here. I guess we're not putting it right there. You're welcome. Timber! Much better. All right, so those little wrappy things are going to sit up here. Kind of sit down there at an angle. Okay. Now it wants me to tape them. We already tried using this double-sided tape, but it is so tiny, I almost spend an hour trying to peel one of these off. So in case it seems like it's going to fall out of here. Let's just do this. Let's drop a little Elmer's washable clear glue down inside this little box here. And then these guys should sit in there without moving. Okay. In case you have to move this thing, you know, you want things to stay together there. Okay. There we go. Those guys are sitting right there. Okay. What next? It wants me to use the double-sided tape again, but I'm going to use the glue on these things. So F31. Here's F31. There are two of them, but I only see that you want me to put one up there, so we'll grab just one. F31 and F32, just here. Okay. And we're going to use glue on these. So F32 needs to go on this side. F31 needs to go on this side. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our B7000, which is a super glue. We're going to put a dot right here and a dot right here. Make sure you're in a well-ventilated room. Whoo! When you are using this stuff, because it is quite toxic. Okay, so we're going to put this guy here. This guy here. Let me swim around in that for a minute. They are meant to be the drawers that are up there. So there they are. Put the flash on there so you can see with the two rolled up little critters right there. And then with the two panels that I just glued on there. Okay. All right, turn the flash off. Now let's see. Okay, F31, I got it. I do have to put one more up there. So we'll go back and get the last F31 and glue it up to the other side there. Grab some of our stinky glue. That did not come with this kit. I got that out of another kit that I worked on. Rub that on there a little bit. Make sure that it's aligned with the bottom. Okay. It's a very solid kit. Just holding onto it, it's pretty heavy. Okay, so we put all three of those on. So I'll show you what we did, what we went through. We did this one here, put that side plate on, then we put those two gizmos onto that thingage up there. And then we rolled up that little critter over there and that little critter over there, stuck them inside that little plate that we stuck on there. Then we went down here and we, without the double-sided tape, we glued those little plates on to that box up there. And that little thing in there, that symbol is telling you to use this double-sided tape, but we didn't. Now the last piece looks like F38. F38, I see it. I saw it, it's gone. Right here. F38, that upside down cross. Okay, where do you want F38? Goes into this slot right here. Okay. Oop, bump that. So let's get that guy seated back in his spot. All right. So there we did F38. And there is F38 with all the panels that we connected. Okay, moving on. That was page 22. We are moving on to page 23. A bunch of Achtungs in here. Okay, let's see what we got to do here. We need an A7, an A6, an A8, an A6. And then we got to build some type of little box. So we go over to our A stack. We look for an A7, which is got a whole bunch of them. So I'm thinking we're going to be doing a whole lot of these. Okay, so we got an A7. We got an A6, which has an arrow on it. Turn this direction. So let's do that. Okay, A6, A7 and A6 now connected. We need an A8. We need to connect an A8 onto an A6. Oh, really? Oh, that is so not cool. Like I said, very delicate. Can I still repair this? Can it be rebuilt? Let's see. That's now the third thing I've busted with my gorilla hands. Let's see if let that set for a moment. Surgery. Some stinky stuff. Okay. There is some glues that you can get that's a liquid cement and then a spray that sprays it on it and it secures it down instantly. This is a crazy glue. This B7000 from China is a crazy glue. I've gotten it stuck on my fingers before and it is brutal to try to get out. In fact, I still have it stuck. Little pieces that you see here looks like fingernail. It's not. It's the crazy glue that's been stuck on my hand for a week. I've tried everything, all different types of soaps, alcohol. I cannot get this stuff off. All right, I'm going to glue this piece on here, even though it doesn't require glue, but because I don't want it to fall apart. And then we'll let it dry. See if we can do this without snapping it. Wind up snapping in the end. Don't wanna be your monkey wrench. God, mother, son of a... It already fell apart. I guess we're not putting that piece on there today. You can have partial piece. How's that? Fall in, fall out. I will always be your monkey wrench. In chimpanzee form, of course. Forget it. I don't even want to deal with it. Okay. Let's see what else. We're not going to use A8, so we're going to use an A6. An A6. Try not to break this. See if we can do this. It's to face that way. Oh, don't break. Now let's see if we get this in here. So we can glue it right there. Ah, everything is stuck to my hand. Stop it. Stop sticking to my hand glue. Good enough. Okay. All right, so you got two more sides, A10 and A10. Got it, A10, A10. Looks like I got to make multiple of these boxes. So, how many more do I got to make? A lot. So this is probably going to snap again. That one side work there. Don't break. Don't break. Lovely. Okay, a little shoddy, but you don't have to see that side. So that's going to be facing a different direction. All right, so we have to put an H1, an H1 around this thing. An H1, which is here. Looks like I'm making a cigar box. I don't know what this is. Maybe a piece of luggage of some sort. Oh, we actually get to hide my disaster on here. Okay. I'm good with that. Doesn't even look like I broke it, does it? I put something around it. Glued it all up. Okay. An H4, which is a top. Here is an H4. Oh, gotta go around it somehow. Okay, so this faces this way. Achtung. And this faces this way, and then this faces this way. Like you do. And now you want me to put that on top of this gizmo. Please be kind and rewind. Come on. Okay. Like so. That's our disaster right there that we created. Well, why would you want it? Yeah, that's what I thought. You don't want it that facing that direction. Oh! You want it facing buckle outward or lock outward. So let's go place it back in here like so. So now we have the trunk part facing forward. Right there. Okay, so now we have to build another one. So we need an A7, an A5, and an A9. We need an A7. Remember, these things are super delicate. A7, A5, and A9. That was the one. I broke the A8 one because it was super delicate. Okay, so let's try to put this together here. So we need the arrow facing this direction, the A7 here. That did not work. Take that little piece of flashing off. Okay, good. That did not break. Thank you. Then this one. We broke the A8 part of this one. So we're going to try this as delicate as we possibly can. So as to it not snapping. Okay, good. Those two are connected, and then now we need an A5, which is right here. Arrow facing downward. Try to place this in here. Oh, try to place this in here without snapping anything. Oh! That didn't work. Clearly, we have to start over again. This stuff is so tiny and so difficult to put together. It's just crazy. Little itty bitty parts. I'm about to crawl into a fetal position and start crying. I have to use my teeth. It is a tried and true method when building little kits. Sometimes you have to use your teeth. If you don't believe me, I used my teeth to put this stuff together. Kind of tasty, actually. Like super glue and butthole. All right, now we got to do 2 A10s for the sides. Okay, so it's showing that these are A10s and that these are A10s, so I guess we'll go with these little side ones here. Okay. All right, so now we got to put some A10s on here. Don't need our teeth on these. Okay, we got those facing the correct directions. Yes, yes. Now we need an H2. There is an H2. I need an adult. I need an adult to peel the sticker off. The chimpanzee cannot peel the sticker. There we go. I told you this in part 1 when I was doing the unboxing, that this kit is chimpanzee proof. All right, so we need to aim the arrow this direction and start with this piece over here and then start wrapping. And I don't mean like, here I sit all broken hearted, tried to poop but only farted. Then I decided to take a chance, tried to poop but, nope, tried to fart but pooped my pants. Something like that. That would be wrapping. No, wrap the thing around here. Guess we don't need that piece. Sammy, we got a mess on aisle 5. A mess on aisle 5, Sammy. That's why we have our handy dandy grabber tool. We're not going to stoop down there, I'll have you know. We stoop down there, we are never getting back up. All right, so that piece now goes with the handle facing outward onto our little display dingus up here somehow. I assume I put this all on incorrectly from what it looks like now. Like you do. If you don't mind hitting that like button, let people know that I've got a model kit that I'm building right now. Let other people see that. Share it, Real Talk Chimp, with your friends and family. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. I don't know why you wouldn't be. I upload content almost daily. Even Merrily 7500 says hi. Okay, so let's put you through the torture of what I went through. A7, A6, and A8 was the debacle that I broke, but I managed to glue it all back together. In this section right here. Then I put on those little side pieces there. And then I put this piece right here on the octoon, and then I did the top. Oh, you know what I did forget? I forgot a top for that book. Let's find a top. H7 would be the top. Let's put H7, which is that critter right there. Let's get him on top of said piece that you will never see because it's going to be covered up by something else. Oh, I'm getting punked again. I need an adult. I can't peel off stickers. Okay. We shall put sticker on top of box. We're basically making dollhouse things, yes. Yes, you are correct. Okay, so that was that. And then we stuck it on top of the display up top. All right, we're good there now. We shall move on. Thank you for the like. I appreciate it. Page 23 is complete. On to page 24. Oh gosh, we're making more. Okay, we're making another one. Okay, so we go back and do the A7, A3, A7. A7s twice. So we'll pop both of those out. Now we need an A3 and an A4. So the A3 is the bottom, A4 is the top, because we won't need a hole on the top of that one because it's going to be solid. Okay, so now let's try, we got some flash on here. Pieces of flash, we're just going to kind of bump them off here. Little pieces of flash. You didn't hear that. All right, let's try not to break anything. Very teeny tiny little parts. Sammy of mine. Hey, it's karaoke tonight. What am I singing? Okay, so now we put the arrow facing that direction. With that, we didn't have to use our teeth that time. If you want me to, I'll use my teeth on that. Don't tempt me. I'll do it. I'll do it. We need two A10s, which are these guys here, and they gave us two extras, which is very cool. We're going to put them onto the sides here, hopefully without breaking anything. Oh boy. There we go. Squish that on very nicely. Oh, okay, good. Whew. Heard that snapping sound. I thought it was all over. Thought I was going to have to do another gluing fest. Okay. That box is complete, so now we need an H3 and an H8. Here is an H3. Another suitcase type of box. Again, it is chimpanzee proof. Okay, so we start with the arrow facing which direction? Arrow facing this direction, according to said instructions. So we place this little sticker as best as we can there, and we rotate around. Rotate around, scratch our nose, rotate around. Oh, fell off to the side a little bit. Let's try that a little bit better. There we go. And now we have box facing that way. Now we need H8, which is the top of said box. There is H8, cute. Cute with the filigree on top. And that one's now a solid sticker. So that one goes with the arrow facing down. We place sticker as best as we can on box. Voila! Ta-da! Ta-da! So we take that and we now put that here, trying to put that here. Okay, we are not putting that there. Let's try to get a little closer here. Surprised it's not requiring glue, but okay. You're having troubles. We got it. All snapped into place. Cute. Very cute. Okay. So I will show you what I just did there. I worked on that A7, A3, A7, A4, A10, H3 wrapping around, the Achtung. It's telling you to look at what direction of that arrow. Putting the top on it and then sticking it onto the top of said doohicker. All right, so now we need to put our little wrought iron fence up there. So we're going to look for F9. Okay, we have F9 pointing to our little fence here. This is a very delicate little piece. We do not want it to break off. So let's try our best to, let's get our tool here because this feels super delicate. Trying to glue all that stuff together would not be fun. Okay, so now you are telling us to put, this critter has 2 pegs on one side and no pegs on the other. So they want us to face the pegs outward according to set instructions. So let's turn our little building around. And we'll tilt our little building and see that we have 2 peg spots that may require filing. No, they are squishing in there. Perfect. Don't have to use teeth or call out an adult. Not yet. Okay, now they want another fence, which is F39, which is right. There's 2 pieces here, but that's F40, so F39 here. So we'll use our little tool to pry this critter out. Try not to break anything. Oof. Okay, and they want this little critter, again, has 2 pieces on the outside, a flat edge, but we got to flip it around because we're looking for these 2 pegs right there. And they want that to go on the front. So we're looking up here at these 2 slots. We're going to put this facing this away. I realized I may have screwed something up. No, that is correct. Okay. This one seems to be a little stubborn. Okay. Good, good. Set that in there. You know, it is perfect gap for a kitty cat to run through. Oh, but wait, there's more. Wow. Wow, wow. Gotta have a kitty cat. All right, and then okay, so then that last fence being F40, I showed you was right there. Take our F40, dropped out perfectly. There's a few extra pieces, but I think they may be used as extras. So that plate may be finished. All right, so this one, according to this, it's got the little blue to announce where the pegs are. It wants us to place this one where these 2 slots are right here. Okay. This is a little trickier because you need smaller fingers, I think. Perfect. Nice little squish. Okay. Seem to be aligned. Good, 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 good. So I will show you what we've just done here. We put that first fence piece in there, F9, squished it on top there, and then we Went over here to F39, put that little fence on there, and then we finished it up with F40 and put it down there. Okay, that was page 24. Okay, and before we start here, I want you to talk amongst yourselves. Talk amongst yourselves. Place this here. I'm going to try and do this without stopping the live stream. You can explore this bookshelf here. Let's try to figure this out. Okay. You will explore this bookshelf. If you happen to see the ghost come by, you can let me know. I need to go use a restroom. Be right back, everybody. Talk amongst yourselves. Be right back. Hi, Sammy. Hi, Sammy. Little monkey. Okay. I'm glad you stuck around. So now some of you have questioned in the past, well, why? You were doing all the Japanese little buildings. Why build this silent corner study? Well, it's all because of this painting that I made called Cozy Reading Nook. couple of weeks ago. Let's see if I can... So I always wanted to build one of these if I ever got a house or apartment. So I painted this a couple of weeks ago, the Cozy Reading Nook. And then when I was scrolling through, wanting to buy another one of those 3D wooden puzzles, I found that. And I thought, you know what? I can put this on a wall and this on a ledge right below this and have both of my little Cozy Reading Nook type things. Pretty sassy, right? So we will put this guy right here. Let's see if this works. Are you gonna stay? Are you gonna be rotten? Genius! Absolute genius at work. All right. Sammy, you need to come up here, lay down, and make this thing work for me, pal. All right. Stay. Sit. Roll over. Good kitty. Now we will have to take a little tour to get around here because there's a Sammy. There's a Sammy right there. Hi, Sammy. How you doing, Sam? Sam, can you tell everyone to like, share, comment, and subscribe to @RealTalkChamp? Please? Yep, it's always good to see a Sammy butt. Okay. What the hell were we doing? Oh, yeah, that's right. We were doing a model kit. Okay. All right, so now we're on a new page here, page 25, and they want us to put something on a desk. They want us to put a G14. A G14, which is right. Two more accessory packs here. So G14, which looks like a little clock. Okay. And it looks like we are complete. This G plate is complete, so we're going to drop that into the box. And this critter has got a larger post on one side and a smaller post. And it's telling me that they need to put it. It's kind of hard to see. I can't get this thing to focus. See where that's at. Okay, so we're going to place this critter right in front of the window without breaking the desk. Perfect, stay. There's a little bit of flashing sitting on top. Really? You're fired. Okay. All right, so we did that. Oh, now we got to put an E8, which is the other part of the window. Okay, so E8. Here is an E8. Very delicate, come on. Oh! E8, okay. E8's got two pegs. It's colored on both sides, but they have directional pieces, so that looks about accurate. There's a bigger tab here than there is here. So this would be the correct direction. So where do you want this? You want this partially sitting on. Okay, so it wants it here and in the corner there. This is going to be tricky. My middle name's Tricky, Ricky Tricky. Okay, I can put the front one on, but back one doesn't want to seem to go. Let's try that again. This is such a tiny little spot here. This is what they call a confined space. For those of you close quarter combat people. Really? There we go. Okay. So it gives us the open look here. Let's see how it looks against my window back there. Pretty. Okay, and now we're going to build a lamp, it looks like. Okay, so we just did this here. Put that clock on the desk. Then we mounted that window in there. Now it appears that we are going to build a lamp, a miniature lamp with this littlest accessory pack here. So we got some itty bitty little parts. And well, first there's a bucket. We can put a bucket back in there. We could put the saucer and teacup in there. We can put the ink well and cap in there. Now let's figure out this little critter here. This is definitely dollhouse stuff here. So what better place for it to be built than in China? China! Okay, we'll put this. No, you don't want to go in there? Why? Why would you not want to go in there? You're shaped like that thing. Ah, phew. There's a little slit right there that serves some type of purpose. What that is, I have no idea. Okay, lampshade connects in here somehow. There we go. Oh, and we have created a lamp. Now again, they want us to use this silly tape, Mr. Silly Tape. I am not going to use Mr. Silly Tape. I'll show you Mr. Silly Tape just so you can go bananas with me. This is Mr. Silly Tape. This is a double-sided tape in the size of millimeters. You peel it off here, and you stick it onto said desk. It requires 2 pieces. It wants it to be placed on the lamp. Okay, so let's put Mr. Silly Tape on the lamp, like so. Now I have to figure out a way to peel this little stuff off here. Even though I have a little fingernail, it is not happening. That goes in the trash, and we use our glue. Oh, okay, we got one on there. Fine, we'll try another one. Come on, Mr. Silly. Peel off here. Okay. Okay, Mr. Silly. You stay there. Now let's try to peel you off. Need an adult for this. Oh, got it off. Okay. All right, so we got the 2 pieces of Mr. Silly Tape. And now you want me to place this down. Does it matter that there's that little gap? Mr. Silly. Okay, I see that you want me to place this right here. Okay. Oh, our little dingus is coming off over here. We have light down. So what I have done is we did the clock. We snapped in the window. We built this city on rock and roll. We built the lamp. And then we used the Mr. Silly tape, the two-sided tape, the double-sided tape, and stuck it down to the desk. Now it wants us to build this little ink well. Use double-sided tape and place that down as well. So we are looking at this itty-bitty, teeny-tiny accessory. If we can get it out of the bag. So it's an ink well, which is something they used to use before, and when they had feather quills, before they had pencils and, oh my Lord, before they had pencils and your standard pen, they used the feather, the quill, the feather, and they dipped it in the ink well. This is so tiny, I'm not sure if it's going to show up on the camera. There's this little thing right here. And then this little, it's supposed to be like a brass top. It's got a little hole in it. Wants us to place it on top here, like so. That was fine. That worked. Okay, and now you want me to do double-sided tape on this as well. Okay. But you want me to cut this down? All right, let's see here. Let's put one of these back. We only need one. It's too small. Okay. So it wants me to cut off the edge that's hanging off here. So we'll take our little Blady McBladerton. We'll use our cutting board, which is here. Sever that. Save that little piece right there. Always cover up our knifey McKnifer tins so we don't chop off a phalange. Safety first. So now we try to peel the tape off here. Okay, there's the tape. So now we place inkwell. There's a slot. Not a slot, but there's like a little thing right here that shows a little direction. We're gonna try to put this little critter on here. Okay, see a little inkwell on there. And give us I think I could probably make a miniature feather. Maybe if I take a feather off of like a little baby bird or now a cockatiel, a parakeet, those are too big. I am going to find a giant feather and stick it in there. Why not? It'll look like a Norman Rockwell painting. All right, so I'll show you what I did here. We did that tape on our little inkwell, and then we placed said inkwell on the little table. I'm about to go outside and go look at them. They're racing RC cars again. Okay, so what is this? E21. Were these the E21s I pulled off? E21. E21 is here. Those were E22 that I pulled off. There is an E21. And you want me to put E21 where? You want me to put E21 in this slot right here. Guess that's it, okay. And then you want me to make another one of these books? So we need an F21. An F21. We have an F21 right here. Okay, we have an F21, and we need an H30. Here is an H30. We had a red cover that looked similar to this. It's one of these things that it has to come off from this side. Oh, we made it an adult. We may need an adult, Sammy. Yeah. All right, so the arrow is pointing this direction. So we are putting said book this direction. Okay, let's try this here. That went wonk. That went askew. That went a little askew. Still went a little askew. It's going to have to stay askew. Oh, it's going to kill my OCD. All right, and where does that go? That goes on top of this space. Right there, okay. Okay, so I'll show you what we did here. We put that thing there. Stop playing with that remote control car. I'm not out there watching, you rotten son of a mother father. That right there. Flip thine page. And we're building another one. A23. That's B. A23. Here is A23. Uh-oh. A24 fell out. Let's put A24 over here. A23 with the arrow facing that direction, and an H31. Look, everyone, it's Jessica Pika Heart 3834. Hey, how you doing there? Yeah, we're almost finished with this. I appreciate that. Pikachu. All right, so what are we doing? We're doing H31. H31, which is right here. Let's see what the book title is here. King Arthur and His Knights. Can you read that? King Arthur and His Knights. Okay. So Jessica is our moderator for the moment. Ooh, this is a tricky one. Here we go. All right, let's figure out how to put this one on. The arrow is facing that direction. So you want me to put this here. So let's rotate this. And you want this here like so. And wrap around that way. Okay, so what you want me to, I guess you want the back of the book up front. Okay, so what direction? What direction? This direction. It's got to be one direction. Squish. Okay, we got that on there. Like so. Okay. We got to zoom in on our Pikachu. That's for Jessica right there. Pikachu. There's the real Pikachu right there. Sammy, are you a Pikachu? Meow. Are you a Pikachu? Sammy, do you want to say hi to Jessica? There, you got a whale tag. You got a tail wag. A whale tag. All right, you got a tail wag there. All right, let's see what we're doing next. Next, we are taking an H36 and folding it up a very strange way. An H36. This is an H36. But you don't want me to put it on a book? We are not using a book? You just want me to fold up this sticker? We got enough little blocks. We could use a little book. Wonder why you don't want me to use a little book. Weird. All right, so this is going to be awfully strange. You're going to want me to do some origami here? Okay, so we have to bend that way. Then we got to bend. It's all about butterflies. The entire book is about butterflies and flowers that they nest on. That is some itty bitty teeny weeny polka dot bikini type stuff right there. It says luminous butterfly on the cover. Luminous butterfly. Somebody look that up. Somebody look that up and see if it's an actual book called Luminous Butterfly. All right, so then you want me to take the centermost point and do what with it? How do I origami that? So we have, all right, so you want me to fold the book completely underneath this page. This is some origami. Okay. Then you want me to fold this one around itself as well. Oh, fingers. Okay, so now those two are facing inward. Now you want me to fold this butterfly thing here and connect it to the center one, like so. Try to pull it off the fingers. But we also have to, not that far, just enough to where we can fold it to that side. That side. Ooh, we went a little too far. Okay. And now you want me to fold these pages this way. And then these pages this way. The same with this one here. Okay, so this page has to go up. It's a very complicated little origami thing here. It's supposed to be a book with pages open. But I don't know why they didn't just say stick it to, if I could peel it apart, I would just stick it to a little book thing, a little book box, to make my life easier. Oh my Lord. I cannot catch onto this tab right here. I'm going to make my own little book. I'm going to make my own little book to, to make my life easier. So we know we had some extra ones, right? Let's get some of these over here. We had some extra ones. Pop those off. Don't tell me not to add a book to this, because I'm adding a book to this. Okay. When in doubt, do your own thing. And I get it. I've been following the kit pretty well. Some things make no sense. No, that one's stuck permanently. All right, so I made my own thing that way. So now let's try this again. So now this one has to get folded that way. That one gets folded oh my God. That way. That one gets folded that way. This one gets folded that way. This one gets folded that way. This one gets folded that way. Okay. So now where do you want this? It's all cattywampus. Now where do you want it? Do you want me to stick some tape? Supposed to sit like this. El stupido is what that is. Okay. Let's take a look here. Let's get our tape. on the bottom of this. Try to peel this off. Then you want me to stick this. Over here. It's supposed to look like the book is open. Okay. Alrighty. That was that crazy origami thing that I had to create that. And then tape it right there onto said desk with Mr. Silly Tape to give us that right there. To make it look like whoever's sitting there reading has got that book. It's got the book all folded up. Today's word of the day is boke. Boke is what a non-American would say when they're trying to speak American when they want to open up a book. Book. Remove an O and you have bok, like bok choy. But that is not correct. I am going to shut up now. Where were we? Okay. Now we need the pail, which is P12. Which is this little thing right here. A little pail. And we need to take C7, which is this funky looking plant, and we need to do some more origami. It would appear. I'm going to make this very complicated. Please do not tear. Just come away. Come away. Disconnect. Holy moly, Jeff Spicoli. All right, we are done with the whole C plate, so we're going to throw that into the box. Oops, almost knocked that over. All right, so let's figure this one out. This is going to require some folding. So, you want me to fold this thing around itself. Okay. Is there a way to connect this thing and how it just has to be thin enough to fit inside said pail? So we're going to fold this all up, move the little feathers everywhere. Let's see if this fits inside pail. Okay. Shove that down in there, and now we bend down some of these Planty McPlanter tins. Planty McPlanter tins. Okay. We have bent down said Planty McPlanter tins. like so. And now we're going to put 2 double side tapes on this critter. Okay. Like so. Make sure they are on there pretty good. Now let's try to peel. Okay. Now we're placing you on brown dot, right there. Okay, we've placed plants, possibly not the right direction, but it's there. Okay, so let me show you what I've done here. We did the foldy up book that I showed you and stuck Mr. Silly tape on there. We took the bucket out of the accessory pack. We took the plant off of C7 with the paper plant, folded it up into rolled it into a little ball or rolled it into a little curve or whatever you want to call that to fit into said pot, and then folded down leaves with the silly tape on there. We peeled the silly tape off and we stuck it onto that brown circle. We got that. Oh, by the way, in case I haven't told you, warning, choking hazard, small parts not for children under 3 years old. In case you didn't know. Okay, we are done with page 26. We are moving to page 27. Okay, we need to build a rocking chair. It would appear. Step 13 here. We have the things that we've already completed, which is here. So now we need to go into this set. It says it right there, TGE02 4.3, which is that. Some plasticky pieces in here. I think they're plastic. Okay. So apparently one is P13. They're both P13s. They don't have any markings on them, but okay. Okay, so they have to be faced a certain way because you notice they have pegs on the bottom here and pegs on top. So a peg here, and it's requiring it to be facing this peg to be the left side. Okay, and then we need an A21. That's B. We need an A21. Here is an A21. Another very delicate piece. And you want me to put this funky thing, it's got some flashing on it. Pop off some of this flashing. You want me to put this into, how does it go in there? Oh, don't break, please don't break. Okay. This one to this side. Whew. Okay, so we have that shape right there. Then we need an A20. There is an A20. You know what it looks like? A squashed little Martian in Pac-Man. Waka 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 waka. That needs to be placed on the front of said thing. Please don't break. I like the wood grain in it. It's super cool. And it all fell apart. Just like it's supposed to. Okay, like so. Then an A15. Here is an A15. Looks like a big butt would sit on there for such a tiny little thing here. But it's got to be exaggerated to make it 3D. Okay, so we have to turn it this way apparently. So we're looking at these tabs right here on the back tabs to be connected on to these tabs here. Sorry, the tabs into the slots. That one will fit lovely. This one, not so much. Oh! Okay, we start over again. We will just do it in reverse. Absolutely 100% does not want to go. I may have to break the no glue rule and glue this on here because this is not wanting to cooperate. Okay, so we got the backs on there. Now let's try the front. This is so tricky. Trying to get these chimpanzee hands on here. Okay. All right, so we got that all together now. Achtung, what? What do you want me to do with that? Oh, you want me to put this piece onto those right there. Try not to make everything fall apart. Okay. We are connected. Let's move that aside there. And now you want A25 twice. Here is A25 are the two top pieces here. These are the armrests. Oh no. Oh no. There we go. Whew. And you want them connected to this piece, that slot there and that slot there. So let's try that. And that was simple enough. Oh, don't break. Okay. I remember building something like this for an actual dollhouse back when I was around 16, building little chairs like this. This one does not want to cooperate. So let's move that there. Maybe I was older. Maybe I was 26. Maybe I was 36. Maybe I was 90. I'm going to use the teeth method. Tasty. We got a little flash on some of these spots. Very gently. Rub some of the flash off. Okay. We did that. Now you want me to connect it. You want me to connect it inside said plate. Okay, so into the floor. You want it into these two slots right here. Very, very gently. Try that. Nope. I feel things breaking. Okay. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, and it broke right there. Son of a mother, father. Some stinky stuff. Okay. Damn it. Sticky glue all over me. Stop falling off. Oh, you mother father. A little wonky, but if it stays, I'm leaving it there. All right, you stay there, no falling off. All right, so what we did was we built this chair. Okay, now we're working on, look like a little side table. Okay, so we need B7. B7. B7 and B8, which are right here. So B7 and B8. I'm going to start crying in a moment. Okay, we need B12. B12 needs to be in a certain position. Let's see the lines on top of the stool, or whatever that is, table. What's your favorite position? Okay, so this has got to be taller than that one. So it's got to go this way, like so. Please don't break. And then we must place. It has two different size feet pegs. So we are placing said table into this location. Those two slots right there. Praying to the gods that things don't snap. Okay. Set that aside. So what have we created? We have created this right here. Placed it down into that place. And now we're flipping the page from 27 to 28. We are making a picture album. So we need an A2. First we need liquid. We need an A2, which is right there. Okay. We need an E12. Which is sitting on the ground here somewhere. Where did you go? E12 has left the building. So let me go looking into the box for E12. No, we have an escapee, folks. We have an escapee. We may have to improvise this piece. Let us look around. Don't see it there. E12. If you were an E12, where would you have gone? Yeah, I guess we don't have an E12. All right. What can we replace the E12 with? That's a B2. That's an A24. Can I use this? Let's see. This goes in this direction. We've got a winner, folks. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. We have created our own E12 out of a random part. Give this man a cigar. Okay, we're looking for H14. H14. have found an H14. That's, like I said, some kits come with extra parts. They're usually marked in red. This kit isn't marked in red, but it does come with extra parts. So, all right, it is a little building of some sort. It looks like it's a Greek building, or like one of the buildings like they have in France or Washington, D.C. But a Greek, I guess, Greek temple. All right, so that goes upright on to said little square, like so. Connect it onto here. Like you do. And we place this on little table. Please don't snap. Okay. It is placed onto little table. Meow, meow. Okay. So now we make another one. We look for an A26. A26, which is right here. A26, and we look for a B2. Okay, now we connect this thing onto this thing, like so. We squish that on there. And then we look for an H39. H39, which is kitties. H39, kitties. Choking to death. And we place it on to this thing. Like you do. Meow. Meow. Okay. This gets placed according to this in this slot right here. Squishes that on there like so, so that you're looking at that. Now we got to make a whole big old stack of books. Fine, fine, fine. Okay. All right, so what we did was we did this. A12 into E12. We put the H14 on there and then put it down onto the little table. Then we came over here and we put the A26 into the B2. Created that, and we stuck the H39 onto there to make the kitty album. Stuck it into the floor, and this is what it looks like completed. So now we go to step 14. So we need F29. F29. We have two F29s. We need two F29s, which are here. Okay. The arrows going that direction and that direction. Okay, so we want a sticky tape. We want a sticky tape on top. So we'll take. You get 2 for the price of 1. All right, so rub that on there so we can peel off the white part. Okay. Oh my God. There we go. Now you want me to stick this one onto this one? Okay. Normally I would just stick the glue on there, but we do the sticky tape. Mr. Silly's tape. There's that right there. So now we're looking for H41. There is H41. Let's see if we can read this here. The Arabian Nights. Nights spelled Knights, not Nights or Nihda, whatever. Again, we need an adult to help us peel the sticker off because it is chimpanzee proof. All right, we got the wrong sides of it, so we need to grab this sides of it. Okay. There's one of these types of things. So arrow that way. So we go like so. Wrap it around. Okay, and then we've created that weird looking thing. Okay, so now you want us to put this where? F44. That is an E. F44, which is right here. Okay, so you want us to take the longer side here and place it through said Bookie McBookertons. Okay, so that there's a little pig sitting up and a pig sitting down. Then you want us to make another book. So into this window. So we need an A24, which is this little guy right here. A24 and an H40, which is looks like Abraham Lincoln. Let's see. I can't tell. It's maybe not Abraham Lincoln. The title, unfortunately, is way too small. I cannot read it. Maybe you can read it. I don't know. But I'm sure you could scan it and figure it out. Okay. So this critter faces this direction here. So this gets turned this way, gets placed on here. Got to turn it around. Wrap it around. And we got a book. Okay. All right. That book gets placed on top of the blue side here. Go. Okay, so we set that aside. Put Mr. Silly Tape over here. And in case you don't believe me, Mr. Silly Tape, double-sided tape. Okay, we're finished with page 28. This is what we did. We created one of these things. Put those two on there to make that. Then we got that little dingus, stuck it up through there. In order to make that, we created this, stuck that on there, had it like so, wrapped it around, and put it face forward on top of that with a belch. All right, that was page 28. Now we have reached the final page. Domo arigato. That was a little back stretching. We'll get down to ice cubes. All right, apparently we need to make some more books. F28. F28, we have two F28s. Okay, we need a Mr. Silly Tape. Oh, I got cat hair everywhere. Oh, come on. Get the cat hair off there. Get a piece of Mr. Silly Tape. And paste it on right here. Okay, not the straightest, but I'll stick that on there like you do. Peel off. Try to peel off. There we go. Trying to peel off the Mr. Silly Tape, and then we have the sticky part. And then we connect that onto there. By the way, I've said this in other kits, that these lines that are on here are called alignment marks. They're meant for you to align pieces properly, if you can. Okay, so we did that. Now we're looking for H42, which is the final sticker on this page. H42 says, let's see. The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. So all these books that we've been putting inside this thing, despite the advertisements for Rolife, have been real books, like really scanned in and shrunken down on the printer. So is that the correct way? That is the correct way. Okay, so now let's see here. I'm gonna do this here. Right, mate, right. So we're gonna turn it this way. We're gonna paste it this way. Okay, then put that, roll that away. Roll it this way. Okay. So it's two of the exact same books. All right. So now we're going to take our little thing that we made on the previous page, and we're going to stick it through these books like so. And we're going to put it into said slot, which is located right here. Right, squish that right in there, right against the kitty cat pictures, like so. Like so, okay. So this is what we did. We built a double, triple stack of books with the Mr. Silly tape. Then we connected the one that we made in the previous onto those stacks, and we stuck it into the floor. And then we created that. Okay, so that on the cover is what we just created. This section right here is right here. Hey Logan, how you doing there, pal? Sorry, I just glanced down now and saw Logan. I typed a message. Okay. All right, so let's put that aside. Now we need to build a ladder. So we are going to need E19 times 11 and E4. E19, well, we're done with the stickers. So we're going to put the stickers in the box. Okay. So we have got that does not look correct. So E19 is what I asked for. Where's E19? Oh, those are E19. That's E4. That is E3. Where is E4? Oh, I see. It's double-sided. There's two sides to this. Oh, please don't break. Okay, here is E4, and then this is E19, which is a bunch of little pegs. I'm going to break that and separate this so I can get all these critters off. Okay. So again, this looks like a wrought, W-R-O-G-H-T, a wrought iron staircase. But I could be wrong. It could be all wood. So I would try to break these pieces apart here because these are individual rungs on said staircase. Some of these do not want to come apart. All right, let's figure out how they connect. So they go into there. They go at an angle. Nope. Gotta turn it the correct way. Okay. They do go at an angle. We're gonna have some trouble here with our banana hands. That's better. Very confused why this is not wanting to go. Okay, I guess you have to flip it around. Sammy, can you get the clothes dryer, please? What's that? You're a cat and you can't do that because of your paws? Okay. Sammy tells it like it is, man. Sammy will be straight up with you. He's the man. The myth, the elusive monkey cat. All right, this one's got a bunch of flashing on it. Here, let's peel this off. Oh, are you talking to the kitty out there? Neighbors next door have two cats, two black and white kitties. Hey, that's appears to be it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. All right, so we got an extra piece. Put that aside. All right, so we have completed the side of the ladder according to this here. We're moving down here. So now we need to put E3, which is here. We do not want to break this bad boy. Oh, please come apart. It really does not want to come apart, does it? Okay, so E plate is completely finished. So we're going to put E plate in said box. Wow, we've been working on this for 3 hours. That's cool, almost 3 hours. Okay, I thought this was going to end in like 45 minutes, but no. We may even pull it off to the 4th hour. Okay. So this has a decoration on the side of it. This is going to be the outer side, not the inner side. So be aware. See, this has the decoration. So now we got to try to connect the 11 here. This is not going to be fun. 1, 2, course, they don't want to connect. Okay, let's try to get some of these on the bottom then. Forget about the ones up there. Who cares? We don't need a ladder to actually work. I'm up in the sky right now, trying to connect these things. Oh, and everything just fell apart. That's great. Let's start at the bottom and work our way up. Huh. Some of these refuse to go in. Oh. Oh, don't break. Oh, don't break. Don't make me call your mother. Hello, is this Mrs. Rolife? I can't get the top rung. I got it. Sorry for calling you. I apologize. I'll hang up now. Ladder has been created. Where does ladder go? Ladder gets connected. It's going to be kind of hard to see because this is black, but there's 2 slots right here and 2 slots right here. They want me to connect onto the 2 slots right here and somewhere down here somewhere, I don't know where. So let's try this. This has to go behind cat painting, right into here. So right into, I guess it just sets there. Just sets there, okay. Okay. Things were starting to fall apart. We don't want that to happen. Okay, that is that. So I showed you we connected said books. We connected the 11 rungs onto the side of the staircase ladder. Connected the side part, stuck it to the Achtung, and that is the completed thing. So now we flip page over and we get an advertisement. So have we completed this? Now, here's the cool thing. If you see Sunshine Town, you see these book nooks are different than this. This is an open face book nook. This is a closed book nook. Some of the books in here, they actually, like this one right here, I'm going to turn the flash on so you can see this. See this one right here? That is the Shakespeare bookstore book nook. Cute, right? They actually put some advertisement in here. So they actually put their own book nooks in there. All right. Oh, then they did this one right here. Let's see if I can get a magnifying glass here. That one right there is, I think, it's this one right here, the garden house. Right there. Very cute. As Michael was moderating part 1, he noticed that there were no chimpanzee pictures or books. We are disappointed. All right, so let's see here. We're missing something. We forgot something here. We forgot something here. How far back did we forget this? Ah, all the way back here. We forgot the little teacup. Let me take the flash off. We forgot to put the little teacup with Mr. Silly tape. So let's do that now. Let's get this little teacup that's in here. Okay, the cute little teacup. So we need to put a Mr. Silly on here. Let's see if we can put this little Mr. Silly right here. Okay, so a little teacup. They want us to place it on the book right there. And then they want us to put the little teacup. I am going to take, oh, they want me to put more tape on there and then put, I'm going to use a little dab of glue instead of the tape. Okay, I'm not using that one. That one's garbage. I will use a little bit of my Elmer's washable clear glue. That's too much. Wipe some of that off. You didn't hear that. Okay. Now, if you want to be sassy, and I know you want to be sassy, you know what you're going to do? You're going to drop a little clear glue into this cup, and then when it dries, you're going to paint over it with a little brown. Because you're going to make it look like there's liquid inside there. Normally, you would do that with resin. But we don't happen to have any resin at the moment. So we drop some clear glue inside that cup. And when it dries, it'll be clear. But you can drop a little pigment in there. So if I wanted to say do that, I could take said Sharpie. This may not work because it's wet. Yep, it's wet right now, so we won't use Mr. Sharpie. We have plenty of paints. We'll paint that when it's done. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to look to see if there's any pieces that we missed. I'm going to put Mr. Silly in here with this. We're going to keep that. That's ours there. These are completed. But I think I'm going to keep Mr. Silly in here. So we can always use double-sided miniaturized tape. That's tools. I want to take this and this. Put this in our box. Okay. We are done with the B plate. There are still parts on the A plate, but I think they're just accessories. The extras. The F plate is completed. Okay. So let's go over the instruction manual. See if there's anything that we missed. like some barcodes. That's Rolife on Facebook. It's rolife.robotime.com. I don't get any money or anything like that from these guys, so there's an extra rung. Let me pick up some of the Mr. Silly tape. Put it in said box. If this stuff traveled far from China, might as well stay in the box. Anything else that has fallen onto the floor, we will grab. Let's take a look here. Brand owner, Robotime Technology, Zhuzhou, China. Okay, and we have come to the front of the page. All right. So let's look over this instruction book here and see if we missed anything. Oh, of course. It doesn't even tell you to turn the lights on. So let's go under here. Under here. Open this up. Let's turn the little light switch on. And now let's rotate this around. And right here is a touchpad. We have a little light. I would have thought the little light would have been inside, maybe in the lamp. Maybe you can modify a lamp to actually turn on instead of that light sitting up there. Seems like a weird place to leave the light. Seems like they got a little lazy in the light placement. But I guess it's supposed to be an outside light. So we can hit the switch here, turn the light on and off, shine through. So I guess it's supposed to give the illusion that the light here is on. What are you chasing there, pal? Right, so I guess it's supposed to, because the light's shining up this way, maybe it's trying to give the illusion that it's coming off of this little lamp here. I don't know why they didn't just go all the way and run it up that little flagpole. That's cute. So there we go. We have completed the Rolife Book Nook and Wonderland series Silent Corner Study, item number TGE02. It took us, almost 4 hours. So it says it takes 3 to 7 hours to complete. And it did take us 7 hours to complete, but we split it up into 2 days, into a part 1 and a part 2. The part 1 had the unboxing, tutorial, and building of the base and walls. And then part 2, which is this part, that you're either watching live or archived on YouTube right now. This is what we have created. And the inspiration, like I said, for this was that guy right there, the cozy reading nook that I painted a couple of weeks ago. So let's do this. Let's move some things around. Let's put all the scrap stuff in little box. Okay, we shall put the instructions back inside the little box. We will take a little box, and we did an unboxing, and now we're doing a reboxing. Cute little box. All the gizmos in there. We have done a reboxing. Sassy, right? We will move this aside. We shall take this and move this aside. We shall move this over here. We shall go and shut off the light. Even though it's daytime out here, we'll still see if this can work. Just pop this light off. I got a painting coming up that's going to blow your minds in the next couple of days. I hope you can see that. My name is Ricky. I live stream on YouTube with @RealTalkChimp. That's RealTalkChimp. This, like I said, was the Rolife Book Nook Wonderland series, Silent Corner Study, completed after 2 parts, 7 hours, with light, and all because of the cozy reading nook that we painted a couple of weeks ago. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you give us a thumbs up. I hope you subscribe to the channel. I hope you comment whether you're watching the live stream or you're watching this back as an archived stream. And we'll catch you on the flip side. Peace and chicken grease, everyone.